but I have to write about what's really genuinely on my mind as we begin this new year that, as you have pointed out, is filled with change. This summer was really different for me for a lot of reasons. Last summer was really relaxing and really restorative, whereas this summer was sort of marked by having too many sort of unfinished goals. Although the notable, I think, exception was my goal of gaining weight and losing muscle mass. So I hit that one out of the park. Thank you. I did it all by myself. Actually, that's not entirely true. I think like the constant access to good locally crafted beer helped, which always goes down a little better with cheese curds and bratwursts. So, you know. But seriously, this summer was sort of characterized by the nagging anxiety of having a kind of a long to-do list, getting a house ready, perhaps for sale, maybe, maybe not. Nothing serious, first world problems for sure. But what I think happened was this chronic kind of nagging anxiety tapped my emotional resources and drained my emotional resources, so that when the events of Charlottesville unfolded, it really laid me low. And I'm sure I share that feeling with a lot of people in the room. For a week after, I couldn't stop crying. I would just cry, like in my car, or lying in bed at night, or sitting on the toilet. That's actually a true story. And you're welcome for the visual. So I'm sure that a lot of you felt, as I did, that there was a kind of this profound feeling of helplessness. And the question, right, where do we go from here? How do we work to make this world a more just place for a greater number of people? What can we do to help depolarize a world in which everyone is becoming more and more trenched in his or her ideology to the exclusion of rational conversation and serving the common good? I think working in the public schools offers us the opportunity and presents us with the responsibility of helping children create a future that's better than our present, better and more just. The question is how. So I've been thinking a lot about this, and the best thing that I can come up with is a goal that I'm going to set for myself and that I will share with you. When I am confronted with a person with whom I disagree, when I am faced with conflict, I will choose to think the best of the person on the other side of that conflict. I will choose to believe that that person is doing his or her best. Because when you think about it, the alternative is that I would have to believe that that person is trying to make me unhappy, trying to interfere with my work, trying to hurt children, deliberately acting selfishly, which when you say it out loud sounds ridiculous. I would have to believe that the way my husband loads the dishwasher is a deliberate act of aggression against him. So I've not done any, formal research. I have to believe that we in this room, we who have chosen the public schools as our livelihood, tend on the whole to be motivated by things other than selfishness. We tend toward altruism, and we tend toward service. So how does this goal of assuming good intentions of others, serve the broader purpose of making the world less polarized, making the world more just for a greater number of people? Maybe it won't, I don't know. But we can't fix the world, but what we can do is create an environment, I think, in District 39 that we model for our children that becomes their normal. They can be a part of a community wherein each member believes the best intentions from all other stakeholders. And that can be the expectation that they take into the world of how things should work. And in doing so, maybe these future leaders can undo the mess that we and the internet and the 24-hour news cycle, has made of the world. I blame the internet for like everything that's wrong with the world, but at the same time, you can like go on YouTube and learn the opening of, you know, Stairway to Heaven, so it kind of balances out. Weighing things. Assuming good intentions from students, parents, and colleagues puts everyone in the best possible position and mindset to solve problems rather than just identify them. We're in for a lot of change this year, and change comes, and with change might come frustration and that nagging anxiety that taps our emotional resources. Believe in each other. We are all doing our best. Martin Luther King once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." The arc might feel a little bit flat right now, but we can help our kids bend that arc toward a more just future. You in this room are my hope and my inspiration. I am forever grateful for the opportunity to work alongside of you. Thank you, and welcome back.